Right guys, before I get stuck into this video, I just need to really quickly show you this because it was awesome. See if you can see what's in this tree before I give you the big reveal. There is no way that that has very long left. And I don't think I'll be filming my vlog at the bottom of it. Holy shit, look! Oh. Did you see that? Holy crap, it was sat right there. Oh, amazing. So if you guys have been following along, you'll know that I've put so much energy into building this van, and unfortunately it broke down. But I'm taking it as a sign that I need to put more energy into myself, because while building the van I've pretty much neglected my health. So it's about time I took control, started eating healthy and doing a whole arrangement of different exercises that are going to improve my mental and physical health. So it's worth noting that this isn't a guide, this is just a diary of me trying to get my health back in shape, because at the moment my energy levels are pretty poor, my physical strength has definitely declined, I have brain fog, I have lack of concentration, my memory's pretty crap. So I'm going to be paying attention to these things and see if they improve with the techniques I'm going to use. So what exactly is my plan of attack? Well, I'm going to be intermittent fasting, I'm going to be cycling and doing lots of exercise, I'm going to be meditating, I'm going to be doing breath work, I'm going to be eating far healthier, I'm going to be detoxing my system, I'm not going to be consuming any alcohol, I'm also going to be reducing my screen time, so I'm not going to be playing games on my computer, and I'm going to be on my phone a hell of a lot less. And something I'm really going to be focusing on is cold water therapy, getting in the river each and every single day. And I'm going to be foraging lots of medicinal herbs. Now, as much as I'd love to cover all these things in detail, this video would end up being 5 hours long, so it's just not possible. In the future, I will be doing videos on the herbs that I use and why they're beneficial. But if you're interested in the other techniques that I use in this video, I encourage you to go online and do a bit of research about them. But you can also drop some questions in the comments, and if I get enough questions about a certain topic, then maybe I'll do a video about it myself. Anyway, without further ado, we'll get stuck straight in and start with day number 1. Good morning guys, so today is the day that it all begins. Oh, I'm not full of confidence. I've just put a scarf on because it's pretty nippy today, so the idea of getting in the river is a little bit scary. Because I'm not getting in right now, I'm going to try and forget about that and deal with that later on. But the very first thing I'm going to do every single day is drink some cleaver water. Now, this is super easy to make. Literally all you do is you go out, you find some cleavers, or sticky willow, depends what you call it. Grab a couple handfuls of it, snap the bottom quarter off where the leaves kind of go brown and where it meets the soil. Then give them a quick rinse, and then roughly just crush them up so they're in like a sausage, and put that sausage into a water bottle, top up with water and leave it sit overnight. If you can see the water there, look at the colour of it. It's gone proper green. So I'm just going to pour this into a glass through a strainer so I don't get any cleaver in it. And that's going to be my first meal of the day. Looks a little bit like pond water. Let's see what it's like. Smells a little bit like spinach. It's alright. Now today is going to be by far the hardest day because of a couple of reasons. 1, we've got thunderstorms all day. 2, I'm actually working, so I'm going to have to keep jumping on my laptop to do work. And 3, it's the first day, so it's obviously hard to set the routine. So I'm going to follow up this cleaver juice, cleaver water, whatever the hell it is, with a black coffee, and later I'll have some lemon water. So basically at the moment I'm just getting loads of fluids into my body and trying not to think about food. So why exactly am I drinking cleaver water? Well, basically it's going to clean my lymphatic system. And the best way to think of your lymphatic system is kind of like a sewage system that runs through your body. Now, it's not carrying feces, but it is carrying waste material. So in your body you have cells that die off, you have bacteria that gets killed off by your white blood cells. You've got all sorts of stuff. And cleaver is fantastic at flushing that system out. So where does it go after that? Well, then it gets sent to your kidneys and your liver. And then that turns that into waste that you can remove from your body through your urine and, of course, jobbies. But cleaver is also a diuretic, which means it increases the passage of fluid. So it's going to make me pee more, but that's a good thing because if I'm flushing toxins out of my lymphatic system into my kidneys and liver, I need to be passing loads of water through there to help carry that out. But anyway, I'll do a full video on the cleaver and why it's so beneficial to the body. That's just a very quick description of why I'm going to be consuming it over the next few days. I should also point out that I had my dinner at 8 o'clock last night and I haven't eaten since. So not until 2 o'clock today can I consume a single calorie. I'm doing what's called a 16-8 fast, which means that I don't consume any calories for 16 hours and then I can eat during an 8-hour period. I believe it's a healthy way to lose weight and stuff, but that's my opinion. If you're interested in fasting, I encourage you to look it up, do plenty of research, watch lots of videos, and maybe even speak to your GP. So yeah, I'm basically limited to lemon water, herbal waters, herbal teas, black coffee, until 2 o'clock, but I should manage okay. Luckily black coffee doesn't break a fast because I quite enjoy coffee. It gives me a good energy kick in the morning, and I also find that it's a great appetite suppressor, which is going to make it easier for me to fast because I'll be focusing less on food. I don't always start my hob like that, but I couldn't find my lighter, so I use my ferrocerium rod instead. So I've finished my swamp juice, so it is time to head outside. I'm going to go do some breath work and then I'm going to meditate in the woods. Sorry if you can hear the wind. For the breath work, I'm going to do a very simple exercise. It involves taking deep breaths through the nose, out through the mouth. You do 30 of them, then you breathe out, and then you hold your breath for 30 seconds. And then you take a massive inhale and hold that for 15 seconds. Then you rest for a minute, and then that's one set. I'm going to aim to do 3 sets. So this breath work is going to calm my nervous system, it's going to make me relax, and then once I'm in that relaxed state, I'm going to meditate. So that's me done 1 set, so now I have to wait for a minute, and then I'm going to do 2 more sets after that. Won't bother filming them, you don't need to watch me sitting going So I'll catch you guys once I've done the last 2 sets, and then we'll talk about meditation. And that's me finished my breath work. So, meditation. Again, this topic deserves an entire video of its own, but in brief, basically what I'm doing in my meditation practice is try to clear my mind. Every time a thought comes to the front of my mind, I acknowledge it and I let it pass. If you kind of think of your thoughts as like a busy highway and you're stood in the middle of it and they're just zooming all over the place, distracting you, it's the equivalent of walking up the hill and sitting and watching the traffic. You just watch the thoughts go by. And if one approaches you, you just acknowledge that you're having a thought. I often just say to myself, shh, in a really calm voice in my head, and then let the thought go. That's all I do, try to clear my mind entirely for that 15 minutes. And that's me, feeling extremely chill. Well, physically chill as well. A wee bit cold. Yeah, it's a wee bit nippy today, which is making me terrified of the river down there. And it rained for like the last 5 or 6 minutes of that meditation, so I'm a little bit damp. So Mum's been kind enough to drive me to town in her little motor. I've just went and got like 63 quid's worth of vegetables and fish. And it's 2 o'clock, which means I can break my fast. And I'm sat here with a massive avocado, which I desperately want to eat, but no means of eating it. And I really don't think you guys want to watch me eat this with my bare hands. Oh, the temptation. We'll be home soon. But in the meantime, I have got some kombucha, which is a fermented drink that's really good for the gut biome. So I'm going to start by breaking my fast with some of this. So I've officially broken my fast with a cheeky avocado and some kombucha drink. So I've unloaded all my shopping, not into where it should be, but onto my bed. So I can show you guys what I'm going to be eating for the next week. Fish, tofu, good fats, got some eggs, protein, yogurt. I got some kefir yogurt because I want to give that a shot. Fermented foods are great when you're fasting. They encourage lots of good bacteria to grow within your gut, which also leads to better mental health. So that's a double whammy, that one. Carrots, cucumber, broccoli, peppers, mushrooms, tomatoes, spinach, chickpeas, butter beans, lentils, taco beans, tuna, sardines, cherry tomatoes, and then loads of fruit. Anyway, the way that this is going to work, that's going to be the stuff that I eat when I break the fast. Combination of these fruits, some herbs that I'm going to forage later in the video, moving on to this stuff as the evening goes on, making things like stews and soups and stuff, using the beans and the vegetables, and then at 8 o'clock I stop eating. Finished work. So, I haven't got much longer to eat, but I think I'm going to go for a swim first. And I think the best way to do it is to go for a quick cycle, get myself all warmed up, and then jump in the river on the way back.
Me wind and rain.
Oh, there's no turning back now. Basically, cold water therapy is very much down to your experience. If you've never done it before, then you're probably only going to get, well, you might not even get in, but you might only get 10 seconds. Or you might get 30 seconds, you might get a minute. From what I've read online, if you can get, I think it's 12 to 15 minutes in a week, then you're doing really well. So if I'm only in there for a minute, I need to try and do it 10 times in a week, so that's not going to happen. I suspect today I'm not going to be in very long, and hopefully as the days go on, I'll be able to survive just a little bit longer. So when you do get into wild water, you need to be careful. It helps that I know this water. I know how deep that gets and how fast it gets deep. I know that I can tread water absolutely fine. I'm not just going to get in and drop like a stone like some people do. I don't know why they think it's a good idea getting in water if they're not very strong swimmers, but I can see, especially because of the foam, that I've got no current going on here. If I go into the middle, I'll be wrestling that a little bit, but right at this edge here, I'm going to be absolutely fine. Luckily, I'm nice and warm from that cycle. Not too warm that I'm sweating though, because if you sweat into the clothes that you're going to have to put on after you get out of the water, those clothes are going to be cold. So try not to get sweaty before you get in water. There's loads of tips I could give you on wild swimming. I would recommend looking up some videos if you're really interested in it, because it can be dangerous, and every single year people in the UK die from getting in wild swimming spots. It is going to be very nippy. So without further ado, I'm going to get in the bloody water. Oh, it's a lot easier getting in the second time. Whew. Now you really got to pay attention to your body when you do this. You really don't want to overdo it. Luckily I have to cycle home, so I know I'm going to warm up pretty quickly. But yeah, this is still very, very cold. Whew. Whew. Oh god. That might be enough actually, that might be enough. Okay, I lied, I actually got in one more time. Which probably takes me to a total of 3 minutes. Which isn't bad going for my first time. It is bloody fresh, but god, it makes you feel alive. I actually bought a new foraging basket today, so I'm going to be on the lookout for some herbs on the way home. I'd like to have some nettles for my dinner. It's one of the herbs that I'm going to use to help detox my body. It's safe to say my skin's freezing and my nipples like bullets, but to the core, I'm still quite warm. It's such a beautiful day for this. It's just stunning. Anyway, I must get dried because this is where you get caught out. You just sit blethering and actually your temperature is dropping quite quickly. There we go, beautiful patch of nettles next to a path, which, to be fair, doesn't look used at all. I've seen rabbits running around, so it's probably more rabbits than anything else. So I'm not worried about dogs peeing on that. To get through, I actually had to go through bushes, so why anyone would bring a dog up here, I have no idea. You'll notice that I'm just pinching the tops. They're still the very tender leaves, and it allows the plant to continue growing. It'll actually kick out even more leaves by pinching the top. It's a good sustainable way of foraging. I probably want a wee bit more than that. So let's keep walking and let's keep looking and let's keep foraging. Some more nettles. So I'm just going to keep picking until that basket's nice and full. Get back to my bike and get back on the road. My hands are still pretty cold. Everything else is okay, but my hands are a bit nippy. Holy shit. Come up to this gate and that is all nettles. So I'm not going to have a problem filling up my wee basket. Well, I am actually. Apparently I'm not supposed to be in here. But luckily for me, I live in Scotland, which means I have the right to roam. So over the wall we go. Ain't fucking locking me out. I won't spend too long. In case there's a reason, like, are they pigs? Maybe the lock's there to keep people safe. Anyway, quickly. Ow! Oh, I just got stung right in the, yeah, you know where. Anyway, I'm gonna be quick. Grab a load of nettles. Oh god, that got me right in the bloody... Oh, I'm gonna fill up my basket and get out of here. Oh god. God. See the things you do for vlogs? You have to go over it and back, and then again. Oh. Oh, I tell you what, maybe that was me getting told off for going in whoever's land that was. It is worth noting if that was like a walled garden or, you know, like proper private land, I wouldn't have jumped over, but it was just a bit of field. Anyway, I have a healthy basket of nettles, and now I'm gonna go back, find my bike and get home. Just cycling along and I've spotted another forageable. Might as well grab it. This plant here is known as garlic mustard or Jack by the hedge. So I'm going to take some of the flowers and some of the leaves. Some people love it, some people don't. It's quite common, typically you find it in hedgerows, hence why it's called Jack by the hedge. I was just about to get back on my bike and then I recognised those flowers. Whoa, this is getting less safe. Wild garlic, definitely going to be gathering some of this. So I'm going to pick a handful of leaves, maybe some of the flowers as well, probably to go with a bit of salmon and maybe some baby boiler potatoes tonight. I dropped my bloody basket, didn't I? In amongst all that shite. Could be chicken shit and cat piss, and I mean that's in cement. Managed to save all the nettles, they didn't really fall out, and a little bit of the garlic, but the Jack by the hedge is done for. But these things happen, especially when you ride a bike with a basket. Slight problem, I've just realised the time. 7:45, I have 15 minutes left of eating and I haven't eaten anything. Well, I have, but I haven't eaten my dinner. Luckily, salmon only really takes 15 minutes to cook. So I'm going to quickly cook up the nettles, the salmon, yeah, and probably just stuff my face with whatever I can find, some fruit, some yogurt, some nuts. I don't know, I'm going to have to just eat something. Okay, I'm 5 minutes late, but that's not bad for 20 minutes, come on. Wild nettle and garlic with toasted seeds on top, buttery potatoes, lemon and herb salmon, some hummus, and then for pudding I've got protein yogurt with nuts, fruit, banana, and 85% cacao chocolate bar. That looks like some good scran to me. Well, that's my dinner finished, so back onto the fast. It's about 20 past 8, because obviously it took me a wee while to eat it. So that means I can't eat until 20 past 2 tomorrow. I'm just going to nip into the shed where I've got my gymnastic rings set up. I'm going to do some pull-ups, some push-ups, just a little bit of strength exercise. I'll probably not film a whole lot of that because it's going to be embarrassing how few push-ups and pull-ups I can do, but that's how I'm going to burn off the last of my energy for today. And then I'm going to get in the van, finish doing all the dishes I've got to do, and then get the Kindle out and just read and wind down for the evening. So if you can't tell, pissing it down. But being present is another part of good mental health. Don't always shy away from things that you think are shit, because they're not always. Like standing in the rain. Basically all the stuff you do as a kid. You're about splashing in the puddles. That's because we didn't give a fuck. So don't give a fuck. Size of them paws. Good morning everyone, day 2. So I've had a black coffee and I'm about to drink my Cleaver water, and I actually woke up hungry this morning, which is odd because I never usually do. I'm not a breakfast person, but after having my black coffee that soon buggered off. Oh god, there's so many flies. So I've just been consuming loads and loads of water, lots of lemon water, lots of Cleaver water, and I've just realised that it is 2:30, which means I've done my 16-hour fast. So I'm going to break my fast with some more kombucha. The live cultures inside of this drink will help me digest my food. Then I'm going to follow on with a smoothie, which I'm going to go make now. And in it I'm going to have banana, pear, peanut butter, protein yogurt, and some sea beet that my mum just brought me because she was down at the beach. And then some herbs that I've foraged. So I've got some dandelion heads, some ribwort plantain, and a tiny little bit of dandelion leaves. They're going to be really bitter, so I'm not going to use a lot of them. Also, the cleavers that are in my bottle, I'm going to take maybe half of them and include them as well. Does that not look absolutely amazing? By the way, I've not followed a recipe, I've just completely made this up on the spot. Let's see how it tastes. Wow, that's absolutely amazing. That is no word of a lie. Delicious. It's not bitter at all. Oh wow. Just realised that I haven't done my breath work and my meditation, which I'd rather do in the mornings. It's not morning anymore, obviously, because I've just eaten, so it's like 3 o'clock now. But I don't suppose it matters when I do it, as long as I keep up the regime. You know what I'm doing. You know how to... I don't know what I'm doing, I'm walking into shit. Bye. You guys know what I'm doing. You know what the breath work is. You know what the meditation is. Get myself nice and calm. Give myself some time to digest that smoothie. And then go for a cycle, a forage and a swim. Resets. I tell you what, the level of calm you get immediately after doing just 3 sets of that is honestly quite ridiculous. Just so mellow. So now it's time for my 15-minute meditation, and I'm going to set an alarm. I'm not going to film it. I decided to lie down for that meditation, which was really quite nice. When you meditate, you don't have to close your eyes. It can be a good idea because seeing stuff can be distracting, but I did lie here with my eyes open for a little bit, and this was my view. Absolutely amazing. So happy to see leaves again, and beech trees are my favourite trees. I just love how the branches grow. I think they're beautiful. So I was meant to be heading back and going for a cycle, and I ended up foraging, didn't I? But it's good because I've pretty much found everything I wanted to find on the road, which means I can just cycle down, have my swim and come back, and I've already got a big bunch of medicinal herbs. And whoever it was who suggested in my last video that if I forget my foraging bag to use my hat, thank you very much. Bollocks! I just got back from foraging in the woods and the heavens have opened and I had left with the van open, so it's bloody soaking. Oh no. Remember I said to just be like a kid and just say fuck it. Well, here goes nothing. Oh my god, it's fucking soaking. Wasn't expecting that. I don't think I need to swim anymore. So it's almost 6 o'clock, which means I have 2 hours left of eating, so I need to cycle, get this swim done, get back and get my dinner before it hits 8 o'clock. So I'll catch you guys at the bridge for another dip in the water. Oh, I don't know. Feels colder than yesterday, somehow. Oh, I don't know how long I've been in the water, but it's safe to say I've acclimatised. I'm not in a hurry to get out. There's quite a current in the middle. You have to kind of swim at an angle. I mean, I'll swim into the middle and you'll see me just be carried down. It's not that fast. I am no expert in cold water therapy, but I do know that the most important thing is catching that breath and not jumping in. What a lot of people do is they want to just do it all in one go and they dive in or they bomb in. A really bad idea. Your body can go into shock. You really need to ease yourself in slowly. Let yourself catch that breath. I'm only out of breath because I've been swimming around. But my body's acclimatised now. It's drawn all the blood into my organs to make sure the essential stuff stays nice and warm. Because I've got used to the sensation, I can now get cold without even realising. So one thing to pay attention to is your speech. If you start to slur, you need to get out immediately. If you haven't got full function of your brain, You need to get out of the water. How beautiful is this for a swimming spot though? Oh, it's amazing. And look at the colour of the water. It's like Guinness, but then it's got like a red tinge to it. I think I've been in long enough. I can feel my toes getting a wee bit cold. My hands can still move quite quickly. That's another good test to do. If you can only do that, get the hell out of the water. But my mobility is still absolutely fine. I'm not slurring my speech. I don't want to get out though, it's so nice, it's so refreshing. But I will, because I need to get back and eat actually. I haven't got long, have I? So, I'll get dressed and I'll get you back in the van. Right, tonight I'm having vegetables and a lot of them. These are from the shop. That is sea kale that my mum brought me because she was down at the beach today. Then I've got dandelion, primrose and a bit of sheep sorrel because why the hell not? So I'm going to bang all that in a stew with a tin of lentils and that's going to be my scran. Well, here we go, coming up to 8 o'clock, so last meal of the day. Just made a big vegetable and lentil curry in the end and scattered some peanuts on top. So I'm going to absolutely smash that and then wind down. It's day 3 and you guys very much understand my routine now. I'm not going to be filming everything I do, I'm just going to be doing the same things each and every day. I'm about to break my fast today, I've been consuming lots of fluids and I'm just about to have one of my favourite drinks of all time, a dandelion coffee. Now if you don't know about dandelion coffee, I'll put a link up the top there because I did a video all about dandelions. There's so much information in it. If you haven't seen it, please give it a watch. It's one of my favourite videos. But I'm going to enjoy this dandelion coffee. Then it'll be time for a smoothie to break my fast, swimming, all the usual. Slap my tits. That's exactly how not to dive. Oh, my titties. It's that dilemma again. I don't really want to get out, but I've only got so much time that I can eat. I'll have a little paddle and then I'll get out. Welcome to day number 4. I'm going to continue doing everything I've been doing in the last 3 days, but I'm not going to film any of it. I'm just going to carry on doing exactly the same thing I have been doing for the last 3 days for another 2 or 3 days. Basically depends on when the mechanic is going to see the van. Once I've got the van on the road again. So I'll be picking you up in a couple days with a conclusion on how everything went. So my experiment has come to an end. As I said at the start of this video, I was going to carry out this experiment until I was able to leave again. Well, my mechanic has contacted me and he has the parts. So now I need to get the van up to him, which means today I need to edit this video together and tomorrow I'll be driving the van up to him. But the best way to conclude this video is going to be telling you guys about how I feel. So I've been doing this for 6 days now and each day I wrote in a diary. But I'm not going to go through each and every single day reading what I wrote because it'll be dead boring. But I can certainly summarise how it's made me feel over this 6-day period and how I feel today. So as you know, this video was about mental and physical health. So I'll talk about the physical changes first. I've definitely gotten stronger, and I know that because I can do more push-ups, more pull-ups, I can cycle faster and harder, and I'm getting less out of breath when I'm swimming as well. So physically my strength has improved a lot, and I've lost some weight. In fact, I've lost almost 6 pounds, so that works out about £1 a day I've been losing. A dear friend of mine says that that's probably a lot to do with water retention, because I'm hydrating myself a lot better now. I'm flushing it through my system rather than holding it in my body. But I can also visually see that I've lost some weight, which is good. Not only that, but some of the weight would have been lost from around my organs, which is very good news because that's very unhealthy fat. So to summarize how it's affected my body, I've lost weight, I've gained fitness, I've gained strength, and I feel more energetic. But I think the biggest changes have been psychologically, and I'm not just talking about my mental health, because really my mental health was in a good condition anyway, but it has improved an array of different things. One of the biggest ones is willpower. So starting this wasn't easy. It really wasn't. The first day was very hard to motivate myself to get in the water, to cycle, to do all these things. Whereas now I find that a hell of a lot easier. And things that I would normally put off or not want to do in life normally, I'm straight in there. I've got no problem and I can push myself to do it. It's really easy to convince myself that it's a good idea to do something and just go ahead and do it. I'm so much more motivated. I want to do so much more. I've got so much energy to do it, physically and mentally, that I just find myself doing stuff, like just going, yeah, I want to go do that, and I go and do it. I don't go, I can't really be arsed, or, none of those thoughts come into my mind anymore. Like for a long time I've wanted to top up my herbs and have a nice dry herb collection, because obviously they're only around for so long, and I've been putting it off, and it's like, why have I been putting that off? So recently I've been out collecting loads of yarrow, loads of nettle, loads of plantain, loads of medicinal herbs, drying them all on my dashboard and getting them stored in containers so I have a nice supply for the rest of the year. Now again, if you remember at the start of the video, I was saying that my concentration wasn't great, memory wasn't great, had a bit of brain fog. It's all gone, it's all cleared up, I'm not even kidding. My concentration levels are so much better. I used to walk into a room, couldn't remember why, doesn't happen anymore. I used to leave stuff behind and wonder where I put it. Now I leave a room and go, oh wait a minute, I need to get so and so, and I turn around and there it is, and I pick it up and I walk out, and it seems like a small thing, but my brain's just so much more efficient and present. That's another massive thing here, that I feel so much calmer, so much more present in life right now. I'm a really present guy anyway. Like I really do sit, like for example right now in the woods, and I'm very aware of every single little sound and smell and just everything. And I think being a forager helps that a lot, because you're always looking at the ground, you're looking for different leaves and colours and shapes, because there might be something you can forage. But I feel like I'm even more present now. And it's not just that I'm more in tune with nature and everything that's around me, I'm actually more in tune with my body. I feel my body more, I understand what it needs more. Like I get thirsty now. I never used to get thirsty. Like if I were to add it up, I'm probably drinking 2 to 3 litres of water a day. And I'm getting thirsty. Some days I used to have a cup of coffee and realise at 9 o'clock at night that was the only fluid I'd consumed at all, and I wouldn't be thirsty, which is mind-blowing really. I'm so much more mellow and chill, and it's not just after the meditations, it's not just after the breath work, it continues throughout the day. I suppose I've not really been put for any tests. I've not had an experience thrown at me that's tested how calm I can stay. But I can just feel it in me that I'm far more grounded, far more level, and happy. So much happier. It's definitely helped that the weather's been fantastic. I really do believe that the cold water therapy has helped massively in so many ways. I think if I was to kind of categorize the importance of each of these things, I would say the cold water therapy's probably had the biggest impact, then probably the meditation, then the breath work, and then the fasting. But the reason I put the fasting so low, I see it as a good way to lose weight, and it helps level my energy levels. Like I have noticed that before, when my diet was bad, my energy level was doing this, because I'd be eating bread and it would be turned to sugar, then it would burn out, and then so it was just shit. Whereas now, even though I don't eat for 16 hours, my energy levels are just so much flatter. So obviously I took on this journey to improve my physical and mental health, and I thought, why not make it into a YouTube video as we go? Well, now I'm finishing up the YouTube video. How am I going to continue forward? What am I going to continue doing? Am I going to continue doing all of this all the time? No, I'm not. But I will tell you what I will be doing. So this isn't like a proper scientific study. A lot of this is guesswork, and a lot of it's just listening to my body and how I feel and where I think the source of these positive effects are coming from. I mean, the fact that it's been such beautiful weather is obviously an impact itself. That's obviously made me happier. But I can tell with the intermittent fasting, the cold water therapy, the exercise, etc., etc., I can tell which ones have been having the most effect and which ones I don't necessarily need in my life as much. Now, with summer coming in, I'm going to be swimming all the time anyway, so my life is going to be filled with cold water therapy while the water's still cold. It gets to a point where it's that warm where it doesn't actually really have that medicinal benefit. But you're still grounding yourself, you're still exercising, it's still great for you, there's no denying that. So I'll continue to swim. I'm not going to set it as like every day I've got to get to the river. I'm going to continue for a few days while the weather's good, just to really get a feel for this cold water therapy business. But after that, I'll just be swimming as I usually do during the summer. If you've watched my previous vlogs, you'll know I'm always in the water. So I can guarantee I'm going to be doing loads of swimming. Exercise is also something that's going to naturally come just with it being summer. Unfortunately, I don't have a way of bringing my bike on my van, but we'll be doing lots of walking, maybe a bit of running, lots of swimming, like I say. And I'm going to continue doing a push-up regime and a pull-up regime. Great thing with those pull-up rings that I've got, you can adjust them individually. So if I find a tree branch that's at an angle like that, I can make one longer than the other so that they're both level. So I'll continue doing the exercise, losing weight, building muscle mass. And then the breathwork and meditation, I'm going to continue doing that as well, but I'm not going to do it every day. I reckon I'll probably be doing it 4 or 5 times a week, but I think I'll specifically do it on days where I can feel like there's some sort of emotion building in me, of any form really. If I feel a bit frustrated, if I feel a bit anxious, you know, whatever it might be, on those days in particular, I'm definitely going to do the breathwork and the meditation. Now, the one that I'm not going to continue doing every single day for sure is intermittent fasting. It's not really something you should do permanently. You do lose quite a lot of weight. If you look at the BMI chart, when you look at my height and my weight, I'm basically smack bang in the middle of what's healthy right now. So to continue losing weight is just not a good idea at all. But I will do it now and then, because when you're eating and digesting, your body spends a lot of energy focusing on that. Whereas when you stop eating and you have that break, when you fast, your body actually goes into a cleansing mode. It is debated which way is best, and you know, it's not suitable for everyone, etc., etc. I know it's worked for me. I know that my energy levels have been brilliant. I've not felt out of breath or exhausted or weak, which are, you know, some of the signs you need to look for. So going forward, I think I'm going to intermittent fast 2 or 3 days a week. For God's sake, I went to put one of my tripod legs in shit. What is that? Is that fox? Luckily it doesn't smell, but it's definitely the colour of shit. So, don't know. Maybe it was a really healthy fox or a vegetarian fox, I don't know. And of course it goes without saying, I'm going to continue foraging medicinal herbs and consuming as many as I possibly can. I've been putting dandelions in so many of my smoothies and it's brilliant. Like, I don't even notice they're in there, and they're so ridiculously good for you. Again, if you've not seen my dandelion video, please give it a watch, because it's such a misunderstood plant and you should be utilising it. I hope to bring you some videos soon about some of the herbs I've been foraging, but in the meantime, everybody knows what a dandelion looks like, everybody knows what a stinging nettle looks like. Get out there and eat them, honestly, please, they're so good for you. I know it's not been a full week in the life of, but I hope you've enjoyed joining me for this week, and that this video's been entertaining and you've taken some information from it. I'm going to be seeing the mechanic very soon, and hopefully everything goes well and I'll be on the road within a matter of days. I'm really trying to manifest this shit. I really want to get on the road. I thought I was ready last week, but I obviously wasn't. Whereas now I feel cleansed, I feel healthy, and I just need the van to be in the same condition so that we can both hit the road and have a massive adventure. Anyway guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be safe and be kind.